That means hi, right? Oh, what the fuck? Yo, why you always hitting me? Stop with those punches.
Oh, I can't touch you no more because I have to make you sign an NDA. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, that's gonna be tough, bro. You want me to punch you? You sure? So I am not assaulting you. No. I am not. You consent to this.
Yes.
You fully am okay with this.
Yes.
You will not use this clip against me
okay
later in 3 months later.
Never.
Or 9 months later.
No.
Or 6 months later. No? Hey, chat sees this, bro. Ready? You asked for this. Nod your head. 2 times. You get it?
She's dragging it.
Okay.
She is dragging it.
Wait, can I say something?
What's up, good people? Welcome back. Hope y'all out there getting paid. PAYD, perpetually achieving your dreams. Also becoming a passionate, ambitious young dreamer. Listen, man, we talked about Nina Lynn a couple weeks back, about her and Zoe Spencer doing some crazy things. You know, if you know, you know. But we got Nina Lynn. She's back in the news, the headlines, up to some shenanigans again. So we're going to look at this video by Omizi titled, Nina Lynn got unbanned, then did this. So, you know, without further ado. 48-hour banning and then unbanning and then a week's banning of Nina Lynn. She is now unbanned again and back on the Twitch platform, making fun of her essay on Saheed, Silky's assistant. Now, I think the world at this point has criticized how small of a ban this actually was. People were talking about that it was that SpongeBob meme where they literally walked inside the jail doors, closed the door, and then opened it back up in real time again. And I guess Nina figured, hey, if everyone's kicking Twitch's back in, why don't I do it? Hell, why not join in on the party? And I can see why that it was such a short ban, because you go back and look at the footage. It wasn't really her and Zoe Spencer doing something super crazy, right? Despite what may have been said by Saheed. That also goes back into society in general. Men aren't looked at as victims in the society, especially if they're perpetrated on by women. We're supposed to just suck it up, take it. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. But if you do look at the footage, it's not as if you could play it off as if they were just, you know, playing around or, you know, making a joke and they just went too far and they made somebody uncomfortable. Right. The optics were bad for sure. But the actual actions that went on, maybe not so much. Because it's so damn fun. For those of you who don't remember, Silky's assistant Saeed was essayed on stream by 2 women, Nina Lynn and Zoe Spencer.
Hey, come on. Zoe, you can't. Zoe, you can't.
He's 23. No. He's consensual.
No, he's not consensual.
Yes, he is.
He's not even saying nothing.
He likes it.
Yeah, see, the optics here are bad. They're doing too much.
Yeah, stay right there.
Imagine a man turning around, putting their penis on a woman. You know what I mean? So yeah, the optics are bad, but like I said, society, it doesn't look at men as victims, especially when perpetrated on by women. And this is where you get this.
Stay right there. Stay right there. Hold on.
This is crazy.
Sit down.
Yo.
Sit down. Take all this off.
Oh, I didn't even see this. Oh, wow.
Now, just like any other Twitch essay situation, they didn't take it seriously. So now Nina is back on the platform after going through that ban cycle. Now, Nina comes back to the platform with a bang. She automatically goes into several jokes about her and the whole essay situation, her saying that she needs this consent for men, her going over the top and exaggerating, really not taking any of it seriously at all. Hell, even dubbing her own suspension and ban a vacation type situation.
To all the haters out there, y'all can suck my word too. I don't give a you, bro.
And I know she's from New York, but god damn, why the girls in New York so aggressive? Like, but there's no reason to be doing this. Like, shorty, you feel me? That's why you in the situation you in right now. You too aggressive. You try to take that man's manhood. Shorty, chill.
Not me. Y'all been through nothing that I've been through. F you. It's never been. I'm not gonna lie. It's bad to say, but this is not the worst it's ever been. I've been through worse. I've actually been through worse. So this jail was kind of like vacay jail a little bit.
Just playing in Twitch's face. Now, need I remind you, she actually made light of this situation a minute ago when she was with Your Rage Gaming after he had pressed her about this whole situation. In that moment, she invalidated Saeed, said that it wasn't really essay, and, you know, said that he was really taking the narrative too far, making them out to be the bad guys.
So what if he says, I feel like you did some shit wrong?
No, so the whole Saeed thing, no one essay Saeed. That's why today I was actually looking for Saeed. I was gonna talk to him, like, he definitely felt disrespected he's thinking too, though. Like, who wants to walk around being called that?
Wow. Is that so, Nina? Interesting. Do you keep that same energy when it comes to women that get assaulted? Do you say the same thing? Like, that'd be very embarrassing. But I imagine if it was two guys who did this exact same thing to a girl on stream, if it played out exactly the same, there would be universal condemnation across the board, including from Nina herself, I imagine, and rightfully so, because stand back, brave take coming in. Plug your ears if you're not ready for the spicy take. Assault is bad.
Now, not only is she back to double down,
And it's crazy because we always have to flip the situation. Whenever a woman's involved with something involving a man where she's the aggressor, we always have to flip it around. Oh, what if a man does this, but yet, no matter how many times we say this, it never gets taken seriously. And I wonder why. Is it just hard grained into society, into people's minds that men can't be victims? I just don't understand it. Like, why men and our voices are suppressed when all we do is advocate for women and their voices to be amplified. Whenever something happens, believe women, believe women. But the second something happens to a man, it's just kind of brushed off.
Again, and off that doubling down, she got backlash. But let me tell you guys, Nina is such a bad person that she's here to actually triple down. She's here to actually give herself more excuses, and she's here to clap back at anybody who has anything negative to say about her. Really, anybody who's trying to hold her accountable for her actions.
You know what's so crazy? I never thought that many people were watching me. I really didn't. I didn't even think TMZ was watching me. I got a call from TMZ this morning, bro. They're like, we want your side of the story. I'm like, listen, man, I'm not even gonna argue with these little bitches. Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We live on, we be better, bro. That's it. We gotta keep it pushing. And I'll say one more thing, and y'all know who this is, bro. That weird motherfucker that lives in the basement of his mom's house, that be chatting about me all damn day long. You are obsessed with me. I think you in love with me. No cap. I genuinely think you get no pussy and you in love with me, bro. Like, you gotta chill out.
I don't know, because that brother might be swinging on for the other team. He might be batting left-handed switch hit or something. Because how can you be attracted? And it's just, it's not even as she's like a ugly woman. She's very beautiful. It's just the moment she starts speaking, mad aggressive, very masculine, bro. And I'm the type of person where looks don't really even matter to me, for real. It's all about your character and how you present yourself. And she presents herself like I'm talking to her, she talking to the screen. I'm thinking I'm listening to one of my friends, one of the homies.
It's been way too many clips I've seen you, bro. Like, you low-key obsessed. I'm flattered, but you gotta chill. No cap.
Now, when I heard this, I was ready to go live. I was ready to get outraged, and I was ready to call her out because I thought she was talking about me. How dare you say this is my mother's basement? This is clearly my extra bedroom in my own home. But I had to...
Nah, fam. It kind of look like your basement, bro. I still fuck with Omizi, though. Yeah, but still.
calm down and say, hey, maybe it's Moist Critical. Maybe it was Young Don. I didn't know who she was talking about. I put some doubt in my head. So after calming down and continuing the video, she said something that made it very clear as to who she was talking about.
You low-key obsessed. I'm flattered, but you gotta chill. No cap. Heard you over drink water, too.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie. You're like 47 years old. You gotta
Okay. She was talking about Asm Gold. I get it. Now, the problem that I have with this is that every clip that I have seen of Asm Gold is that he was just trying to give you accountability. He was trying to hold you accountable and even greater than that, Twitch accountable for the way that they handled this whole situation. Nina must not remember she was a part of the essay weekend. I know that that's crazy to dub it that, but I did in a previous video. The weekend where not only did Imaru get essayed on camera at TwitchCon, she outed Ms. Kiv. There were other people at TwitchCon that were getting essayed, and the platform had a lackluster response to that. So Asm Gold literally was just trying to give you some accountability, but here you are saying, "Shoe fly, don't bother me."
So this stupid bitch gets unbanned and she immediately starts getting mad at me. And she blames me for her getting banned. And have you ever thought that maybe it's your fault that you got banned?
Maybe.
Because of your own actions? Have you ever thought that maybe you got banned because of what you did?
Well,
like, oh, wow, I'm talking about it. Yeah, really. Well, there's been a lot of people I've talked about and they didn't get banned. So what's the difference between them and you? I wonder.
That weird motherfucker that lives in the basement of his mom's house.
It's an attic, excuse you.
oh. Yo,
Chatting about me all damn day long. You are obsessed with me. I think you in love with me. No cap. I genuinely think you get no pussy and you in love with me, bro. Like, you gotta
talk whatever you want.
And bro, and it's crazy because it's like women got 3 comebacks, right? Whenever they feel that they're being attacked by a man, he either gay, obsessed, or gets no women. Like, it's like they're hitting, they feel as if they're hitting us in our manhood, and like they're taking away our pride or something. Like, that's all we care about.
Crash out however much you want. That's totally fine. Nothing that you're going to say is going to make me mad. You're not going to upset me. You're not going to bait me into, some weird internet beef. You're just a disgusting bitch. That's it. And it's got nothing to do with this about me at all.
Now, I knew Nina Lynn wasn't a person to take accountability. This Aquafina variant isn't somebody that I believe can sit in her own mistakes, be really apologetic, and move forward with intention and purpose. As I'm gold checking her on the internet, myself, Young Don, whatever other commentators or reactors checking her on the internet isn't going to stop her in her day. But you would think that somebody who was a friend of hers or somebody she's been featured in videos with would be able to at least share their opinions on it and, clear her out of the way about her situation, hold her responsible.
I just think it was so awful to watch. And they were saying like he likes it, and they were saying like, oh, well, or Nina said like responded to Rage, and I forget who, but Nina was like, it's embarrassing for guys to be assaulted. It's he should be embarrassed as a man. And then I saw people like commenting, being like, oh, it's so triggering. People commenting like how is he as a man unable to push two girls off of him? Like, he's clearly laughing in the clip. He's not.
I just think it's a combination of him just kind of being shy. I just kind of see Saeed as one of those people where it's just, he may not like all the rah-rah.
The fuck was she supposed to know he was uncomfortable? They've never, what? Like, this is literally why men don't come out about being assaulted.
That was streamer Fan, somebody who has a W take and is on the right side of history, but also more importantly for this situation is somebody who is close to Nina, somebody who she's been in videos with, somebody who even Nina would acknowledge she has some sort of relationship with. That was her sentiments a couple of weeks ago on the situation, and she, just like everyone else, tried to hold them accountable. I don't think what she said was any level of disrespect. I don't think what she said was any level of throwing under the bus. But hey, that's just my opinion. Let's see what Nina in her comeback stream had to say about people like her.
There was one person that he was like, damn, I think you have my back. Not have my back, I didn't expect nothing. But I didn't expect them to throw my name in the dirt like that. Who? It's not even a person like people, the biggest people, I don't give a fuck. To be honest, if I don't know you, I don't give a shit what you say. You just autistic to me. Like,
yo, she tripping. When she talking how she looks, she kind of remind me of China Mac, bro. She a female version of China Mac.
But it was one of them I've actually used to do videos with a lot. I was like, damn, and she was actually a fan of mine.
Oh, girl, what's her name?
Can't tell you the name.
Damn, she was actually a fan of mine. I get the double entendre.
I don't want bitches to cry, but you feel me?
But do we know her?
I don't think you know her.
My thoughts aren't changed. Actually, what I will say is my thoughts were changed a while ago when she posted her like Instagram apology, which is when I saw that she unfollowed me, and I actually like respected her for the Instagram apology. And then my thoughts changed back to what they were initially when I saw the clips from her stream yesterday. But once again, I don't take back anything I said.
You don't need to.
Oh, I do have one thing to add though. She did mention something while like in the clip that I saw of her saying like, Fan has my number, she could have texted me about it. But the truth is, as someone who dealt with assault and shit like that, I don't feel comfortable reaching out to people who are the perpetrator.
Again, another W response by Fan, but of course a lack of accountability from Nina. I get it. Be hurt, be mad in that situation. But ultimately, I don't think that Fan has some responsibility to reach out to you, make sure that you are okay, kind of, have a conversation with you, etc., etc. You are the perpetrator in this situation. People shouldn't have to coddle you, especially as somebody who's been through a situation like that. I totally understand her side. And to be quite honest with you, for the most part, she did not kick your back in. All she did was address the elephant in the room, because her room is definitely a smaller room, seeing as how she was close and adjacent to you. But because she's not in the game of holding herself accountable or even caring about this situation, of course Nina would try to shift blame or try to push the goalpost and say, hey, let's look over here, let's come and run to these people, etc., etc. So now I'm scrolling through the comments of that last Twitter post, reading how people are saying, yeah, Fan is a fake friend, fuck Fan, fuck X, Y, and this. Focus on the person that committed the essay. I don't understand how crazy that is of a concept. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I think the way that Nina has been handling this has been absolute dog shit, to be quite honest with you. And I think the reason why she does these things is because historically speaking, Twitch has not given a damn about these situations for real. Hell, even to their own admittance, they have been lackluster about how they handle essay situations. Twitch put out a statement talking about how they basically failed Imaru about the TwitchCon incident. They said that there's measures that they could have taken that they did not, and ultimately that message got community noted to hell. And this prompted Dan Clancy, the CEO of Twitch, to do his own sort of quote tweeting of the situation, talking about how he let his friend down, etc., etc. But a lot of people are saying that this is just empty words. There's no action on Twitch. And it doesn't just have to be some sort of IRL moderation. The online presence also matters. Stuff happens, allegations gets levied. Hell, on actual streams, people are committing crimes and it just gets swept under the rug, especially if you're one of the more favored creators on the platform. So yeah, I would expect Nina, who already seems not to be a great person, to go around acting as if, hell, this is nothing to her. This is a no-brainer. She doesn't really care about these situations. Because ultimately, what consequences are there for her actions? Especially if people continue to watch, especially if people continue to patronize, especially if she continues to get brand deals, who actually cares? Plus, I don't think she feels any sort of real remorse for the situation. If she did,
As long as people are getting money, Twitch isn't going to do anything, especially with the highly favored creators on the platform. You know, if it isn't going to hold up in court, or if nobody's really pressing the issue to the point where people are pressing charges, Twitch isn't going to really say anything because they want to get paid, and that's how they get paid, the cash cows, right? And then as long as Nina is getting money, getting sponsor deals, brand deals, her behavior isn't going to change. She's going to feel like as if she's untouchable, or if at the very least she's not doing anything wrong. If you take money out of people's pockets, change always follows.
she would let it die. She wouldn't just continuously make fun of it or joke about it. Now, on the contrast to how Nina is handling the situation, there was somebody else that was involved in the situation. And for the most part, she has not been talked about as harshly because I believe the way that she is handling this is the way that you are supposed to handle these situations. The actual twerker in question, Zoe Spencer, somebody who a lot of people do have a lot of hate for, but I can acknowledge when she is at least handling this situation much better and seems to be much more remorseful.
Yeah, I believe Zoe Spencer, she's posted at least an apology, right? Her handlers probably wrote it for her. ChatGPT at the very least. But she apologized. I'm not sure if Nina apologized. It just seems like she keeps skirting around the situation as if she did nothing wrong. Once you do something to somebody and they say they don't like it, you get in trouble for that. The least you can do is say, dang. Self-reflect and try to figure out, if you really truly have empathy, try to figure out how they feel. And at least come to some part in your mind and your soul to the point where you just want to at least apologize. And I don't think Nina has done that. At least Zoe's done that.
Not only did she initiate and dish out an apology well before Nina did or any sort of backlash from this year. Hell, she did it like way earlier in the year. She also hasn't been on the internet making jokes about it or has invalidated the situation. She's actually faced the situation head on.
So from that whole situation, it definitely was like a reflective moment, super learning moment for me. I never knew I made him uncomfortable until, because this video happened in February. So the whole thing happened in February of 2025.
Oh, wow. I don't know. I just saw it recently.
Yeah. So it happened in February of 2025.
But it came back up. Somebody posted it recently, right?
Recently.
That's what happened.
So it came out in February 2025 and then it surfaced May 2025. And then I did an apology about it and everything like that. I took full accountability.
Okay.
Now, as a recent 2 weeks ago now, it resurfaced back online. You know, with my whole apology and everything and me taking full accountability, I thought we were moving past it. But then it just happened again with people saying I didn't apologize and everything like that when I did, you know? It blindsided me because I never knew I made anyone feel uncomfortable. I never knew I hurt him in any kind of way. So when I found out, I'm like, I can't believe I made you feel this way. It was an automatic apology. I'm genuinely sorry for making you feel the way that I did, you know?
Now, I think that there's...
And a couple of things, right? First, let's clap it up for Zoe. Like, she took accountability, and I can see it from her side. Like, you do something and you thought you were genuinely just playing around, and you don't hear anything about the situation or how that person felt until 9-10 months later. Like, okay, like, dog, I thought we was playing. You ain't say nothing, bro. Especially in the moment, you didn't say nothing. It's hard for victims to say anything in the moment because they're scared. Everything's happening so fast for them. Even a week later, it's like, yo, you ain't say nothing? A month later, 2 months, 9 months? Like, bro, I genuinely didn't know. So, okay, I give her the benefit of the doubt. Cool, you apologize.
Reasons as to why Zoe Spencer is going about this the way that she is going about it. But one of the main reasons is that she actually feels remorse. She actually feels some sort of way. It didn't take her 17 months later, the internet bashing her, confrontation IRL, in order for her to do some sort of apology. Yeah, when the situation resurfaced and Saeed put out his tweets, she jumped back online and apologized immediately. She felt as if somebody was hurt, then you apologize to them. She can see how it was wrong, etc., etc. And there's some other reasons as to why I think she apologized, but I'll save them for Patreon / my memberships on YouTube. But nonetheless, I feel as though she's handling this in a totally different way, and I feel as if that's the way that you're supposed to handle it. But on the opposite side of that, I can see why Nina would handle this essay allegation the way that she handled it. One, she's not a good person. That's first and foremost, just full stop. But two, and probably most importantly, there's no real consequences to these actions. Sure, you might lose certain brand deals, especially if you're the black person in this, but nonetheless, you might lose certain brand deals, but there's no actions or consequences from the actual platforms themselves. You don't even have to give like a real apology for real. Twitch is just gonna put you back on the platform. You don't have to be remorseful. You can continue to make jokes about it. These platforms don't really care about these things that happen, and that's why it continues to happen.
Yeah, man. And consequences always have to not really be cruel and unusual, but it's got to be able to affect the person who, transacted these crimes, so to speak. It has to hit them. And one thing where it hits everybody, pockets. You take away the pockets, cool. You take away the money making platform, not even just taking away brand deals, because you can always get other brand deals. It goes away after a while. Your image goes back up. You know what I mean? You start trending again for whatever. No, take away the platform. Ban these people make them feel it. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that's it for this video. Hopefully, everything goes well for these two. Even Nina. Hopefully she grows from it. Hopefully she can reflect. Hopefully she can become a better person. But yeah, guys, that's about it, man. Hope y'all out there getting paid. PAYD, perpetually achieving your dreams, becoming a passionate, ambitious young dreamer. Peace.